Another way to understand this hypothesis is to view civilizations as a form of intelligence trying to maximize its control over its own environment. In the early stages, this may involve manipulating the natural world, developing agriculture, building cities, and eventually exploring space. But once a civilization reaches a certain threshold, the path to further advancement might lie not in expansion, but in refinement. Mastery over matter, energy, and information allows such a civilization to create internal environments more rich and meaningful than anything the external universe can offer. These internal environments might take the form of simulated realities, quantum substrates, or engineered worlds that exist entirely within compressed domains. At this point, the motivations of such a civilization shift. Why send ships to distant stars, which takes thousands or even millions of years, when the entire cosmos can be simulated internally at the fraction of the energy cost, and at speeds vastly greater than those allowed when one can design perfectly stable and responsive environments inside artificial matrices? The inward turn becomes not a retreat, but a leap forward, a path towards godlike control over experience, thought, and existence itself. This vision also transforms our understanding of what it means for a civilization to be advanced. Traditionally, we measure advancement by technological artifacts, physical infrastructure, and ability to alter the external world. But under the developmental singularity model, advancement may be better measured by efficiency, miniaturization, integration, and inner richness. A highly advanced civilization might be one that has eliminated all waste, created perfect feedback systems, and concentrated its activity into a tiny, silent core. Such a civilization could have vastly outpaced our own in intelligence and capability, yet leave no visible sign of its presence. This leads to a powerful reinterpretation of the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. If most advanced civilizations follow this inward path, then our effort is to detect them using radio waves, telescope surveys, or searches for alien megastructures may be fundamentally flawed. We may be looking for the wrong signatures in the wrong places. Instead of looking for expansion, we should be looking for compression. Instead of vast stellar engineering, we might do better to seek anomalies in black holes, time distortions, or unexplained concentrations of information in very small regions. These are speculative pursuits, but they match the logic of the hypothesis. One of the most fascinating elements of the developmental singularity hypothesis is that it mirrors trends already observable in human society. As our own civilization has advanced, we have seen a dramatic shift towards digital miniaturization. Computers once filled entire rooms. Now they fit into the palm of the hand. Communication networks once required massive infrastructures. Now they rely on microscopic semiconductors. Entertainment, once experienced in physical theaters or arenas, now unfolds in personal virtual spaces. Even our ambition for exploration has shifted. The idea of simulating a planetary ecosystem in a lab or constructing digital worlds through artificial realities now seems more achievable than colonizing Mars or traveling to another star. This suggests that we too may be on the path of inward development. As our technologies improve, we may increasingly choose to focus our efforts on on perfecting digital environments, mastering biological interfaces, and creating compact systems of enormous complexity. The ultimate trajectory might be towards the construction of controlled inward space that offer everything once sought in the stars, but at a fraction of the cost and with vastly more precision. The future of humanity under this model may not lie in the stars, but within the atoms and circuits we learn to shape. Philosophically, the hypothesis opens up profound questions about purpose, destiny, and the meaning of advancement. If if the highest state of development is not to conquer, but to comprehend the perfect, then the ultimate goal in civilization might be inward harmony rather than outward conquest. This vision aligns with spiritual traditions that have long emphasized inward journeying as the path to truth. Whether in meditation, philosophy, or science, the idea of turning inward to find deeper order has a long lineage. The developmental singularity hypothesis brings brings this theme into the realm of cosmic evolution, suggesting that the universe itself favors inward refinement over outward expansion. Yes, the hypothesis is not without critics. Some argue that it underestimates the drive for exploration, that it ignores the possibility of simultaneous inward and outward growth, or that it makes assumptions about the goal and psychology of alien minds. Others question the feasibility of total inward compression, pointing out the technical and physical limitations of computation at ultra-small scales. Still, the hypothesis does not claim to describe every civilization, only the dominant pattern for those that reach a certain level of advancement. It allows for exceptions and acknowledges uncertainty, but offers a compelling narrative that fits both the silence we observe and the trajectory we ourselves seem to be following. In practical terms, the developmental singularity hypothesis advises caution in our expectations about extraterrestrial life. If we expect to find advanced civilizations by looking for sprawling space empires, we may be forever disappointed. The silence of the stars may not be an absence of intelligence, but a sign of maturity. We may be like children shouting into the void, unaware that the wise have long since moved beyond shouting, beyond space, beyond even time as we understand it. In recent years, the boundary between biological systems and digital technology has begun to blur in ways that would have once been considered purely speculative or science fiction. Nowhere is this convergence more evident than in the launch of Cortical Labs' biological computer known as CL-1. This groundbreaking development introduced a hybrid machine composed not of traditional silicon alone, but of lab-grown human neurons actively interfacing with integrated circuits. Branded as a form of synthetic biological intelligence, this new platform represents a radical shift in the conception of computation and artificial cognition. Rather than being programmed solely through lines of code and mathematical models, the CL-1 learns, evolves, and interacts with its environment in ways more analogous to the human brain than to any existing machine. As a commercial product, it is intended for use in a wide variety of applications, including drug discovery, neuroscience, and disease modeling, as well as robotics, all while raising new ethical, philosophical, and technical questions that the world has only begun to explore. The CL-1 is a product of years of work initiated in the early dish brain experiment, which lab-grown brain cells were taught to play a single video game, demonstrating the neuron's capacity for adaptive learning. The early research laid the foundation for CL-1's more sophisticated architecture.